Hello, my beautiful Saggies. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful to each and every one of you for all the views, comments, likes, and subscribes. I'm well on my way to 900 subscribers. I'm going to get there. So this week this reading will be posted on Friday, July 10th. It's the same day I'm doing it. And it'll be for the upcoming week. But if your eye caught the title or the title caught your eye, I'm sure there's a message here for you regardless of the date. So feel free to watch. Okay, this is for Saggies, Sun, Rising, Moon, or Venus. Maybe cross-watching if you know a Sagittarius and you're curious about what the cards hold for them. Now, I do want to point out that on Tuesday, July 14th, there is a new moon in Cancer. This is going to bring about feelings about your home, your family. It could be an emotional time. It's a good time to set emotional boundaries or just look at your emotions or feel into your emotions in general. New moons are a great time to set your intentions for the upcoming 28 to 30 days. But it's also happening in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not necessarily a bad thing, like it's been labeled. People get all, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Now there can be mechanical difficulties. I experienced that myself with our new internet and the printer wasn't connecting and, you know, all kinds of things like that. But I just worked through it and it was fine. Mercury retrograde can bring around past relationships, past friends, past coworkers, past jobs, anything like that, something from the past. It could even be a previous idea that you had. Now, during Mercury retrograde, it's perfectly fine to continue on with something you've already started. Not a good idea maybe to start something new, but feel into your own gut and see what you think. So for this week's readings, we're using the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid and the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. Now, I didn't even realize that both decks had the word wisdom in them until I finished the first reading for this week. And I was like, oh, there's no mistakes. So my guides are the ones that lead me to the decks that I choose for each week's readings. So I'm going to say that we're all going to have some wisdom about how we react this week, what we say, you know, different things like that. So let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mark the page. You have the card To Be Fair, which is number 38. I'm going to hold it up in just a minute here when I usually find the page before I turn the camera on, but I forgot to do that. All right. So let's see, my beautiful Saggies. Number 38 is an 11. 11 is a very powerful number. You can see that the Oracle's face is in her bodice. The Oracle's face is in every one of these cards. I think there's still a couple of cards where I haven't found it, believe it or not. So this is a woman. She has 4 arms. 2 arms are kind of outstretched behind her. And 2 arms, well, actually, it looks like they're all holding on to these scales where she's trying to balance something out. There is an owl on her head. What are owls known for? Wisdom, right? And I just want to show you right now, your animal oracle is also an owl. So Saggies, owls, wisdom seems to be maybe a theme, but we'll have to see as the reading unfolds. To be fair, balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefits, the law of cause and effect. Yeah, when we do something, there is an effect. You know, some people say consequence, but a consequence makes it sound bad. But there's always, you know, what is it called? An action, reaction, I don't know. But so whatever we do, something else will happen because we've done that, if that makes sense. It can be very complicated to understand. But balance, wisdom, fairness. Okay. All right, my beautifuls. I'm going to face the camera down and we're going to pull some tarot. All right. I've already shuffled, focused, concentrated on your energy, Sagittarius. You know, before I started this, I did that with all 3 decks. And then I just pull the oracle cards first. Ooh, look at that. The Empress. Because when the readings get longer than 20 minutes, people don't watch the whole thing. So for several months now, I've been trying to keep these between 15 and 19 minutes. No, that's too many. All right, let me give them another. Okay, the Empress, good start. She is the birther of all things. She has the power of all four queens. She's out in nature. She can birth ideas, businesses, babies, marriages, you know, whatever it may be. She can help you with that. The Empress it's a beautiful card in any deck, really. Look at that. That turned right around. Renewal. Number 20. I think is that Judgment? I think it's in other decks, it's the Judgment card, but I'll look it up. So I really love this deck, but it takes a little bit longer sometimes to do the readings because each card has an explanation that he has channeled, and they're a little bit different, right? Every tarot deck has a basic meaning for the cards, for each card. But the frequency and energy of all the different decks, it can be slightly different. And I love that. That's why I have a lot of different decks, because I can just kind of feel that the energy is different. And it just depends on, I guess, what my guides want me to use. I mean, yeah, sometimes I just go, oh, I want to use that deck. Does that come from my guides? I don't know. It could be me. It could be them. But most of the time, I scan my decks until I get a feeling that that's the deck they want me to use. I'm really lucky to be connected to my guides. I love it. All right, the deck is really quiet. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for my Saggies? Okay. The Empress, Renewal, the Queen of Swords. Some truth-telling coming in. Wow, this room is hot. I don't have the AC on. It's not that hot. I think it's like 82. But it's a little muggy. It started to rain. We got a little bit of a really quick sprinkle. And so sometimes that brings some mugginess with it. I don't like to have the AC on when I'm doing this because it's just a kind of rumbly sound in the background. Wow. You're the only sign that this has happened with this time around, where the cards are really being picky about the message they give you. Or maybe it's just difficult for them to they want the certain message to come out, and they gotta make it come out of the deck. Okay. All right, Saggies, let's see. Let's see what we have. Cups. Okay. I'm going to take these in the order in which they came out. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing fantastic. Okay, the Empress, which we talked about for a little bit. Look at that card. Beautiful card. This is a number 3, creation, obviously, and collaboration. This is Archangel Gabriel. The Empress is sitting there on her throne, the wings behind her, a baby unicorn in her arms, the heart-shaped shield with the feminine symbol here on it. It's just a beautiful card. The brightness in the sky behind her, the greenery. There's also a castle back there. It looks like this person is just in her glory of comfort, right? Sitting on her throne. Beautiful. Just take that in. There's also some little bunny rabbits over there. It's just a beautiful, good feeling, high energy card, right? Time to take action. Give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and prosperity. Well, what a great way to start this off. Yeah, to be fair, the balancing, and then the creativity. Why did I put that down there? So this isn't normally when I get up in the morning, my readings are the first thing, I clean up and shower, do whatever, walk, and then I come right here. Now this morning I had an eye appointment, my yearly eye exam. So I'm kind of discombobulated as I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. Renewal. This is number 20. Receiving the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life's purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. So it's showing, it's number 20. So what is JE? Okay, just give me a sec here. Let me pause this for a sec. Okay, so JE, of course, I immediately thought of Jesus, and I'm like, no, that's not right. It's Jeremiel. It's an archangel that I don't hear about often. All right, so this shows a family standing there looking up at Archangel Jeremiel. There's purple around here, so this is your intuition, right? Your third eye. There are two different flags. This is what is it? Is that the feminine symbol? Not really. I'm not sure what that. And then you have this red and white flag. Let me see if the book tells us. I'm just interested because I know, just because I am. Success that came with the Sun card now invites the question, what's next? This is your time. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about the flags. This is a time for review and reflection. Where have you come from and where are you going? All right, so where have you come from and where are you going, my beautiful Saggies, with that renewal card? All right. I mean, those two right in a row, right? The Empress, the energy of all four queens, the Judgment card. 20 is a 2. That is balance and choice. We already had balance with the To Be Fair card. Now you have this lovely Queen of Swords. She pulls no punches. She is a truth teller. But look at all the blue butterflies. The Page of Swords, I think, also has the blue butterflies on it. Brilliant, experienced, humorous, judgmental. Wait a minute. Is that what that says? Yes. Judgmental. Releasing situations or people that no longer serve you. Seeing the humor in difficult situations. Focusing on career. Divorced or unmarried individuals. So brilliant, experienced, humorous, and judgmental. Yeah, so judgment. This comes right after the Judgment card. Who are you judging, Saggies? Don't be too harsh, right? We judge ourselves often, especially if we're an A-type personality. We're judging everything we say, everything we do. Then sometimes we ruminate on it. When we get home, we think about a conversation we had and could we have said something different or better or what have you. We're our own worst critic, honestly. Then you have the 9 of Cups, right? 9s are accomplishment. This is Archangel Uriel. Wishes come true. Your dreams become reality. A magical time of life. Good fortune. Faith in the universe that all will be well. Now, it's funny that in this deck, the 9 of Cups is the one that has all the different things in the cups. The 7 of Cups, which typically has this, has different colored orbs in it. So I found that to be fascinating that they're kind of changed around in this deck. And then you have the Page of Cups. Look at that. A mermaid there, the overflowing cup in front of her, the dolphin in the background, sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody, messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, a romantic encounter, social invitations or events, heightened psychic abilities. I like to think of that because we saw that here, right, with the purple. So, an Ace of Cups, a Page of Cups is a novice, right? Something new, something they're not used to. So you could be having some sort of new emotional situation. Now, remember, the new moon in Cancer is going to bring up a lot of emotions, so that could be tied in. Then you have the Lovers. This is the energy of Gemini. Geminis are 2 different personalities, right? This card is not about lovers, even though he depicts the hand holding, and maybe this says something about it. But the base meaning about the lovers is making a choice, right? Making a choice. Embrace true love and deep, intimate friendships. Make choices from the heart. Okay, that makes sense. Vibrant health or recovery from an illness. So yeah, you need to make choices from the heart. And this is Archangel Raphael. He is the healer. His color is green. And you see he's depicted here as the healer angel with the green here. Green is the heart chakra. So he has a green heart there. So you could be healing from something, or you could be experiencing, true love, new love, or very, very deep friendships that people you're very close to. All right, let's take a look again. So to be fair, weighing things out, balancing things out. Let me just recap here because I don't have these all have a lot of messages. Balance, justice, the need to consider your options, right? Mutual benefits, the law of cause and effect. Okay, so that's all that has to do with balancing, right? And then you had this beautiful Empress, the birther of all things, babies, ideas, a beautiful, abundant, prosperous time coming up this week. And then renewal. This is 20, it's a 2. And it's also reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, right? Time to head into a new direction, which we also saw with this page, right? The Queen of Swords. Brilliant, experienced, humorous, and judgmental. So you need to release situations of the people that no longer serve you, right? So that you can have this new creativity that you're trying to bring in. And then that 9 of Cups. This is hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. This is another card of prosperity, good fortune, everything good happening. So yeah, you have those cards there, the Empress and the 9 of Cups right in the same row, all about all the good. Then you have the renewal, the Queen of Swords, and the Page. You got to release the old negative things. Think about your past actions. Make sure that you do things a little bit differently going forward, right? And that is a choice. You can make the choice of whether you hold on to bad feelings, negative energy, or you let go of it. Because you can certainly have all of this beautiful abundance that the Empress and the 9 of Cups is offering you, right? But you got to let go. That Queen of Swords is there as a truth teller, surrounded by all those blue butterflies. She's not going to pull any punches, right? She's the Queen of Air. She's feminine energy, top of the suit of swords. She masters her words. She knows what to say, when to say it, but also when not to say it, okay? So you've got to think about that as well. Anything else we want to... Yeah, messages, okay, relationships, new or strengthening the one that you already have, maybe a new emotional experience or a new romantic encounter. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to be with someone else. Maybe you and your partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe you do something new. You go to a brand new restaurant and it's really romantic. Maybe you try having a candlelit, rose petal filled bath together. It doesn't have to mean that it's a new person. It's just a new romantic experience. Okay. Your animal oracle, Owl Magic. This is your second owl of the reading, right? And owls are wisdom, and both decks have wisdom in the title, my beautiful Saggies. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Yeah. Wisdom is all over this. Magic is all over this. A renewal, a new beginning, right? Renewal, a new beginning, letting the old go, just sweep it away, right? Cut those cords, my beautiful Saggies, and go out and make this week a very prosperous, comfortable, wonderful feeling week, letting go of what you don't need, calling in what it is that you really want, using your magic. All right, until next week, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.